Okay, back to the topic on pet adoption.
Yay.
Most of the animals that enter the pound do not live for very long. They are kept for 3 days and then killed if they are not picked up by their owners or adopted. Were you aware of how quickly animals are put to death? And what do you think about that?
I was aware, and I think it's not very fair, but the whole system that we have, it's about 10 years behind other cities, and I think for it to improve, like the whole dog pound system needs to be improved, and we need to spend more in the city's budget to improve this situation.
Well, yeah, because, I think that any animal that enters there should have a fair chance of finding a home, because nobody likes to be homeless, especially even animals, It's hard living on the streets, and so, they have to find food for their own, avoid getting hit by cars, avoid dogs, and it's just a lot of things out there for them that are dangerous, and they need to be taken care of, because all animals are precious. So no matter what they look like, whether they're mangy or too skinny or something's wrong with their left paw, they're great. They're great animals. That's right. Okay. Other cities spend a lot more money on the animals in their pounds, yet San Antonio has the highest number of animals being killed than any other major city in the U.S., even cities that have 10 times our population. What do you think about this? I mean, did you know this?
I think it's sick, and I think it's embarrassing for the whole city of San Antonio that cities that with 10 times as many people, and we're still killing 10 times as many animals. I mean, think about it, And especially with stuff like this being exposed, you would think by now they'd do something about that.
Well, yeah, of course, because I don't think that it has so much to do with that San Antonio can't put up the money. It's that we're not willing to, and other cities are, and I'm pretty sure that their streets look better, as opposed to just, there's less animals there, I bet, and I'm sure that the vets and everything there have more options than they give us here in San Antonio, because there is an overpopulation of these animals. But with that happening, we just need to be more open-hearted towards them and try and take care of them the best way we can. Do you know any people who have abandoned or picked up a lost pet, or, just off the street?
Well, I can't think of anybody right now, so it must mean there's not that many compassionate people out there.
Well, Miss Kitty, that's how we got her.
Well, except you, of course. Of course.
Well, my brother works at HEB, and he kept saying for 2 weeks that he was seeing this cat around the parking lot, just sleeping under cars and stuff. And when he would wait for my mom to pick him up, she would rub up next to his leg and stuff. And he's a very, compassionate person towards animals, and he wants to help them all out in whatever way he can. So he asked my mom if he could take the cat home until we could place her in a home. And as soon as she got there, she was, very well received. My dog was a little bit, scared when she saw her, but it's okay. And I'm allergic, but it doesn't matter, we took her home, she needs a place, and so, but on the bright side, my immunity is built up, but she's very loving, and I really am happy we brought her home, because I think somebody would have ran her over. I think somebody would have, just hit her, and she would have been left there, and that would have been a real big shame, because she's very well, mannered. She's very odd. She opens up cabinets with her paws.
Look how cozy she is.
Just look at her.
She fits right in.
She's perfect. She blends in with the tables and
everything.
Right?
She's not practically not even there.
Right? Just look at her.
See people, it's not hard.
But see, picking up an animal off the street, you have no idea what you're going to come home with. And most of the time, you'll be very surprised to see that they're really good pets. They just want a chance. And my other dog, Lexi, too.
And they provide love, and everybody wants love.
Of course.
Whether you want to admit it or not.
Well, my dog also, I had seen her roaming around the streets when I was about 8 or 9. We've had her for a while. And I saw that the kids were throwing rocks at her, and she was real skinny. And she was just looking around. And me being the little kid that I was, I got a blanket from my brother's room, and I put food down on the floor, and I caught her, and I brought her inside. And we had another dog at the time, which we had gotten out of the paper, because they were giving her away. So they got along great, and she still lives with us. She's very spoiled, sleeps on my mom's bed, eats food, eats whatever she wants, basically, comes home when she wants, sleeps in my room.
Sleeps on the 4-in-1 desk?
Oh, no, not this one, the dog.
Oh,
this one
really?
does too. They're both very spoiled, and she's trained herself. She goes to the bathroom outside by herself. She just barks at the door, and we let her out. She's very good
Yeah,
in the
like
car.
my first
Who's this
dog,
one?
I got from my middle school, and she was chasing birds. She would chase birds on the football field all day, and
Aw.
she was so cute. I just had to take her home and stuff.
Well, our dog's a very good dog. She loves my mom. My mom gets home, she gets all excited. She gets excited to see us. She loves coming home. And so I'm very happy that we brought her home. I'm very happy that we picked her up off the street, and this cat too. But, but taking care of pets is a very big responsibility though. If you can't give them the time they deserve, you really shouldn't have one. Okay. A lot of people are under the impression that it is very easy to give an animal to the Humane Society or other animal adoption groups. The reality is there is usually a waiting list or no room for them. Most vets refuse to take adult dogs and cats because they claim that they are hard to place. There may also be charges involved that many families cannot afford. What do you think about this?
I think that the whole system pretty much is
Not very good.
It's not very good, and like I think a lot of people need to give pets a chance. If you would just neuter them and stuff, you wouldn't have to worry about reproduction. Just let generations of neutered dogs die out, in peace.
Yeah. Well, like I've seen the Humane Society when they have those pet adoption days, and they're mostly little puppies and cute kittens and stuff, and that's great. But the reality is, adult animals need homes too. It's not just little babies, and if you just want, and little pets grow up anyways, so I'm sure she was a cute kitten, but I love her just as much as an adult. So, and the Humane Society does, give the impression that it's really easy to bring them in, but there's a waiting list, and they gotta see they have space, and then if you even want to volunteer there, it's very hard. But the fact that it's there, that's very good. But I think that they need to have more options open for people, like you said, because adult pets need love too. It's not just little ones. And yeah, a lot of families cannot afford the charges, to pay for vet bills and all that other stuff. Yet they still choose to get a pet, which is not very good. What do you think we can do to help the situation in our city?
The city should spend more money on this problem and offer free spading and neutering for all animals. Because if you really want to take care of all this problem, if you really want to stop killing all these things, the best thing to do is really spade these
creatures, really precious creatures. Yeah. Well, like our dog has a chip in her leg, and if the pound or anybody gets her, they're going to scan her, and they're going to call us and let us know they have our pet. And that's what we did that with our puppy too, but unfortunately we never got him back. But yeah, we should just provide free neutering and spading. That way animals can't reproduce as much. We won't have an overpopulation. You're right, because it's very simple to get your pets spaded and neutered if it's free. So it would just help the situation out more than just killing 9 out of 10 animals that go into the pound. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to everybody who does love pets. To know this, that other pets that they can't adopt because they have enough, that they're going to be put down, because it's really sad. Do you think that the city should devote more money to more humane animal control activities, even if it means raising some taxes and fees?
Yes, I think it's a little something that we all have to give up, just for the better for animals, to show our compassion. Yes, I think it should be done.
Well, yeah, I don't think anybody would mind very much raising taxes and stuff just so we can help, little animals find better homes than just a cage somewhere in a dark place. As far as I know, the pound has 3 gas chambers, so that's a lot of animals you can get to kill. And
it's like a little mini Holocaust, right?
Basically, it feels like it. They're kind of just being thrown in there without a care, and worry that these animals, they have feelings too. They're alive, they breathe, they want to be held, they get scared at times. It's, very simple for them to have feelings as well. And Austin is a very good example of trying to get a handle on the overpopulation in the first place by offering free neutering and spaying for pets. Do you think this would be a good idea for San Antonio to do?
Yeah, I think it's the best solution there is. free neutering and spading. I wish it was already like that.
Are your pets neutered and spaded?
No, they're not yet. But right after the show, I'm going to get them.
That's good. Well, like, I heard that for certain animals, if they're not neutered or spaded, they can get cancer. And it's just overall healthy for the animals, because they're going to be animals. They're going to mate and reproduce. But if you can help that, just do it, in order for us not to be with, 12 new kittens next week, or another litter of puppies, because we don't need that. And if you just took care of your pets better, and they would help the situation completely. Well, what do you think of something silly, like maybe like birth control for pets or something?
Well,
it's not silly. It's a good idea.
It's a
the
great
connection
idea.
between, overpopulation of pets and like maybe poverty. Like, people who don't have very much money often do own a lot of dogs.
Yeah, like they own lots of dogs, and when they have litters, they don't really bother to take care of the puppies or kittens, and they usually just roam free. Some of them die, some of them live, and they become strays.
It's very sad. I was talking to a lady who said that sometimes pets are sold to labs to get tests done on them. I think if that really does happen, that's cruel. Because, like I said, they have feelings. They too get scared. They want to be held. It's not easy to be a pet. It's not easy, because oftentimes, like our cat, I feel really bad about this, but she's alone. And so she just waits at home for us to get home, and so we can play with her and stuff. She tries to play with my dog, but it's not a good combination. The dog doesn't like her very much. She gets really scared and she runs off, and the cat's just chasing her.
It's very classic.
Yeah, my dog gets along very well with other dogs too, so you'd be surprised. You might think, oh, I have one dog, and she's not going to like any other dogs ever bring her.
I told you our
home.
dogs should
You
play
might just
together.
bring a pet home and you'd be surprised how cozy the dog might get to the other dog. Or, just having a companion might make their day brighter when you're at work or doing something else. But also keep in mind, you got to take them walking, you got to feed them, you got to bathe them. It's just like having a kid, but oftentimes it's very rewarding. Except without the fuss of hearing them, I want a cell phone,
Yeah,
I want a
they're
car.
like kids, but they're not as bad.
There's just a lot of things that we could do to help these pets out, other than just, give them to the pound and letting them get killed. If you really do feel strongly, about going about these animals, you should really go out. And if you see pets out there in the streets, if you can, give them a home. Don't just be like, oh, wow, what a poor pet, that's really sad. If you have the space, the time, please. It's good to have pets around. Might make your day brighter when you get home from work, and you had a lousy afternoon, and then you have somebody come home to and just pet you and lick you and won't judge you or your clothes or your hair or anything you do. They just want to be around you. Well, that concludes our show for today. Thank you for tuning into the 411 show. Send us an email if you would like to appear on the show, and remember, it's always good to get the 411.